Hello everyone. How are you all? I'm sure you're doing great. I'm also doing great, and with you all being there, of course, everything looks perfect. Today, we all have joined for this session, which is live, okay, for the core purpose of having a proper understanding along with the details, the strategy understanding, exam skills, everything understanding for your performance management subject of ACCA at the skills level. So in this session, we are going to be discussing in detail about the ACCA course for relating to PM, how you should be going about in your exam preparation, what are we going to cover through our live sessions, how would be the live sessions conducted, and various other inputs including the syllabus coverage and many other pointers. So let's go straightforwardly to this topic. Okay, first of all, people, you can see the screen, and this is about your very own faculty. So I am guys Siyan Shubudia, and I am also USCMA qualified, plus I have a qualification for clearing all the ACCA papers that I teach. I have had the experience of the industry, the big fours, as well as my own consultancy, and mixture of which I use in my class when I give you the industry-based examples. First and the foremost thing that we need to be very clear about is, many times a lot of you ask me, ma'am, what is the use of doing ACCA and why should we really go about for this paper PM? How should be our approach when we go for this paper PM? So I would like to tell you, ACCA prepares you to be the professional that every industry, Big Four and the other MNCs desire. Okay, so it is that qualification that makes you ready for it. Coming to the paper, typically PM, Performance Management, this paper makes you ready when you are dealing with the different management issues, costing issues, budgeting, controlling, performance measures, and whatnot. So this is one of the core subjects when it comes to your skills level. Coming back to me, I think everything is there on the screen, so I really don't need to discuss more about myself. Just one thing I would like to discuss as a faculty, as a mentor. My task would be to be with you all from the day we come together, that is today, till the day that you are clearing your exams. I would like to be a shadow with you all for helping you all to achieve the targets that you have set for yourself. Now, let's go further. And just one thing I would like to highlight here. You all know the passing percentage of this subject is typically one of the lowest in the skills level, roughly around 40-42%. And by God's grace, due to the hard work of all you dear students, we have had the average passing rate of around 80-85%. And that calls upon the hard work, the dedication, the sincerity that you all have put together, along with going to this exam cycle with me. So I'm sure we are going to have this reputation even better off in the forthcoming attempts. Now let me take you quickly to the exam pattern, because I'm sure most of us, we really confused with how is the exam going to take place, what will be the pattern of questions, how much time will you get, and what is the mode of appearing for the exam. Now, when I talk about the exam pattern, one thing is very, very clear, and that is that your PM paper is a typical skills paper that would be having 3 hours. That means you would get straight 3 hours to complete your 100 marks paper. your exam would completely be in the CV environment, that is computer-based environment. When I say computer-based, it means you are not going to get the paper and you have to write it down with the pen and then submit it, like typically, historically, what we used to do. And typically that we still do in many other professional qualifications. But in this paper you will have an option. You can opt for a remote-based exam, or you can opt for a center-based exam. In both of the modes, it will be completely computer-based. So you will have the computer screen, you will write it there on the Word, on the Excel, and then you will be completing your paper in 3 hours. Let me just go further and let me tell you more about it. Now, one thing more I would like to add on. You will get first 10 minutes. That is for you to read through the exam instructions and every other pointers. Now, quickly, one more important point that comes up is, ma'am, what is the passing marks? So guys, the passing marks is 50%. But are we going to look into 50%? No. We are going to be targeting a level lot more than this. So averagely, we should be targeting a level at least of achieving 70%, 75% in PA. Okay. Now, your paper pattern is going to be very simple. There are 3 sections for you in the exam. Okay. The first section is, section A, second is section B, and section C. First section carries 15 questions of 2 marks each. Now, I have used the term objective type, which I would like to change here. The reason being, this is the typical standard statement that everybody gives, that you will get 15 objective type questions, which is wrong. You will get 15 multiple task questions. When I say multiple task, what does this mean? You can have the paper, or you can have the exam question asking you to choose maybe 1 out of the 4 multiple options. So you will have to choose between multiple options. Okay, then you may just get a question asking you to fill in the blanks with the number. You will not be required to fill in the blanks with a statement, but you will calculate and type in your number there. That is the value. Then you may be asked for a true false kind of a situation. You may be asked to select the correct option from the drop down. Okay, you may be asked for the match the following kind of, where you will be selecting the option and drag it. So you will drag and match. Okay, like this you will get multiple type of questions in your 15 multiple task questions. The best part is that each question is marked for 2 marks. Okay, now listen to me very carefully. Every question, when you answer completely correct, then you will get 2 on 2. Now what if you get partial correct answer? Like the question asked you to select 2 correct options. According to you, you have selected 2 correct, but when the examiner checked, that is the system checked, you got 1 correct and 1 wrong. Will you get 1 marks? No, you will get 0 marks. So either you will get 0 or you will get 2 based on whether you have given the completely correct answer or not. Syllabus area for section E can be from anywhere in the syllabus. So now here you will have 15 multiple task questions of 2 marks from anywhere in the syllabus. Coming to section B, you will have 3 case studies. There will be 3 case studies, and specific to those case studies, you will have 5 questions for each case study. Again, these will also be multiple task questions. Okay, again, each for 2 marks. The same standard criteria, you get the complete option correct and you will get 2 marks. And if you get one option also wrong, you will get 0. That means, let's say there is one case study which has 5 questions, question 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got first question, you had to select 2 options, you did 1 correct, 1 wrong, you will get 0. Second option you did correctly. Second question you did correctly, completely, you will get 2 on 2. Third question you did correctly, 2 on 2. Fourth question again you had a mistake, 0 on 2. Fifth question you did correctly, 2 on 2. I mean to say that each of the questions in a case study question also are not interrelated for marking. So even if you got 1 correct and 4 wrong, you will get marks for the 1 correct answer. Okay, I hope I'm absolutely clear till this point. So any questions that you may have, you can put it in the chat box and I'm going to be reverting to you. Now, section A, section B, absolutely very clear, correct? So section A carries in total 30 marks. Section B again 30 marks. Boss, your 60 marks are secured here for section A and B when we study everything thoroughly, okay, to the rock bottom, then 60 marks is completely achievable. Moving on to section C. This is that area which is actually examined by the examiner manually. He's going to read your answer and then going to mark you. So we'll have step marking here. In section A and section B, we never had step marking. Section C, yes, we do have step marking. So you'll ask me, ma'am, what is the format of this section C? Because it is for 40 marks. How many questions we will get for section C? So we will get 2 long format questions for section C. When I say long format means a question will be there which will have many sub questions. Okay, and total weightage of that single question will be 20 marks. Total weightage of another single question will again be 20 marks. So in total, when you add them, you get 40 marks. Okay, now I always recommend that for section A and B questions, even when we are doing them in the class, please use calculators. Why? Because you will not get Excel or word screen on the system in your exams. So if you're too much, dependent on using Excel for doing questions, stop there right now for section A and B. Because you will do calculator, through calculator you will do questions and then we will have discussions in the class for the question answers so that you are very ready to attempt those section A and B questions within the time frame, because my friends, time is also important, right? It being not so very crisp paper, you will need speed also along with accuracy to get very high marks in PA, which I'm sure we will be doing it through a journey of live sessions. So you will have to use the habit of calculator and rough sheets, okay? Because you will get rough sheets and pen in your exam. And then you will do the working over there, do it on the calculator, type in your final answer or select the final answer. Section C, boss, don't use calculator. Don't use rough sheets because everything will be done on Excel. For practical based questions and for theory writing, you will use Word. So you need to have the habit of using Excel, not just the Microsoft Excel, but the Excel which is there on the CBE platform. In the class, we will make sure that we do it together. I hope it's absolutely clear with section A, section B, section C. Yes, I see your comment and definitely we can connect soon. But for your queries, you can always put it in the chat. Now going further, guys, important for us to understand is what is the linkage between, sorry, my mic sometimes doesn't go according to me, but I'm sure you all will go. Okay, now let's understand the exam matrix because this is very essential. I'll tell you why. See, you are in the skills level, which is in between the foundations, that is your knowledge level, and your professional level. So you are acting as a bridge between the two levels, meaning what? That generally it is assumed that you would carry the basics knowledge from MA, that is the knowledge level. But you are going to apply the knowledge that you have gained from MA as well as PM in your professional level. So you have to be absolutely 100% crystal clear with the concepts, with the question solving ability, so that you stream completely flawlessly and very easily to your professional levels and excel over there. But I understand many of you come from different streams, okay? Many of you come directly from a graduation level, some from undergraduation, some working professionals who have studied these concepts maybe many years back. So, and some from the other routes like CA, MBA and so on. So as a trainer, what I'm going to do is going to be super helpful for you all. That is, first session I'm going to keep to make you understand with the basics. Okay, so that the assumed knowledge of MA becomes assumed after your first lecture. So that when you move into your PM properly into those chapters, boss, you are much confident because you know your basics well, which you probably haven't learned so well, or you've forgotten about it, or you need a brushing up of the same. So we will do it together in our sessions. Now explaining you the route. So from the knowledge level, we have MA that gets routed to PM that you guys are in, the skills level. And then it gets further routed to APM if you choose this optional paper in your strategic level. Okay, that is your professional level. Also, it also supports your one compulsory paper, which is your mandatory paper, SBL, Strategic Business Leader. So you would need this basics, this as a base for these two subjects. Now I hope you all understand why this subject is so important. Guys, I would just like to add on one more point. See, now you have variety of options when it comes to your employability. Okay, like you can work in the budget preparation team, corporate finance team, costing team, product costing team, and so on. And these multiple areas, even when you're doing audits, you need this basic knowledge to be there. So PM provides a base for your accounting areas, auditing areas, costing areas, management areas. So it opens so many doors for you. So why we have to study only to clear the exam? Why not to study so that even after 20 years, your base is absolutely strong? So we are going to be working on your concepts clarity as well as your exam clearing and practice. Now, I know one of the questions that can be asked is, ma'am, how are you going to take up the sessions? I mean, what will be the structure of sessions? How are you going to go about it? And can you give us detail of the same? Definitely I can. But before that, I think there is a time to look into the syllabus. So let's have a quick look at the syllabus, my friends, so that we are absolutely clear as to what we are going to cover in this syllabus. And then I will tell you how we are going to cover the same. Okay? Now, I have clearly mentioned the syllabus summary here. So basically, I've divided the syllabus into 6 main blocks. And this is the same approach that we will follow for doing the classes. Okay, when we will have the classes, we will follow the same route. So first block is Management Information System and Data Analytics, where we are typically going to be talking about data, information, the different information systems, big data, the need of the day, how to do data analytics on this data. Because I'm telling you friends, data analytics is again a very hot selling, job opportunity. So we will capture it with this, don't worry. Next block is about specialist cost, management accounting technique. Okay. And third block is very important, decision making techniques. Fourth block is budgeting and control. Fifth is performance measurement and control. And sixth is the general module about how to use your CV platforms, your Excel skills, okay, so that you don't face those challenges while on the work as well as appearing for the exam. So it is employability and technology skills that we will as it is covered during the course of our classes. Now, before I take up that what all chapters will be a part of these blocks, I have to tell you one very, very important thing that is about your section C, which I'm sure you all want to look into. So what is that important thing? I cannot tell you what section A and B will have because they will be there from any not of your syllabus. Anywhere in the syllabus, questions will be picked up and they will be given to you. Okay? But for the 40 marks, we generally know the syllabus area where you will have the questions from. So first question of the 20 marks will be from performance measurement and control area of the syllabus. So you can see here, in line of that, I have aligned here, which I'll take you. Okay, performance management and control area. So boss, we know one of the areas. That means when I know one of the areas, let's make it more stronger. So 20 on 20 should be yours. The second 20 marks question is from the topics like management information system, that was a first block, and data analytics, accounting for environmental and sustainability area of the syllabus. Boss, this is the most touched upon topic in ACCA, because as we know that there are going to be some changes that are going to be brought up in ACCA like post 2-3 years. So sustainability is a topic which is typically one of the tested areas, okay, nowadays in the recent exams as well. Now that will also be accounting for, that will also be including decision making techniques and budgeting and control area of the syllabus as well. So you will say, ma'am, you've talked about almost every area of the syllabus. Yes, but you will have a combination of these questions like budgeting, control, okay, your other performance measures, and your data analytics, environmental accounting, sustainability. A combination of these will be asked in section C. Comes a very important question, ma'am, then how should we prepare ourselves? I mean, how should we go about in the syllabus? Should we focus on only reading and, just memorizing the concepts? So that is where you're going to stop. We are never going to do rote learning in the class, because rote learning will be there with you till tomorrow. Day after tomorrow, you'll forget. So how would you keep your concepts retained unless you understand them? So what we are going to cover in the class is a detailed understanding of these concepts, these topics, so that we make sure that guys, you are on the track. Okay, you are conceptually super strong, so that any question that can come to you, you would be able to handle it. Because of course, you will not find repetitive questions coming, right? So you need to be handling every type of question that may come to you. So in the class, we will make sure that concept clarity is 100% and problem solving ability is also 100%. We will do a lot of questions in the class. I will explain you more about it when I discuss the live sessions schedule. Okay, now quickly let me take you to just another portion, that is a syllabus area. So what I have done is, as per these blocks that we also discussed in this exam pattern, I have divided the chapters into these blocks, and we would be starting with block B. Okay, so starting point will be block B, and then we will move on to a bit of C, and then we will move on to A. So we will strategize it as per the way that we are moving ahead in the syllabus. So I will tell you that all while we are doing the live sessions. So I've divided these chapters, which is typically around 21 chapters. Okay, I've divided it and into the different blocks that we are going to be focusing, so that we are absolutely ready for our section C questions along with A and B. Any questions, any queries, you can always put it in the chat box. I would be more than happy to take your queries and revert back to you all. Okay, now I think we can move forward. And now I'll come to the pattern of your live sessions. So now people, one of the things, okay, I would just like to tell you about the live sessions. We would be having the sessions completely in English language, because we are preparing you for the global platform. So let's use the global language so that when you are qualifying, then there is no challenge that you are facing, right? In your conversation, in your communication, and you're absolutely ready to face the world. So let's be there. Let's have the sessions in our global language, which is English language. Now, The live sessions will be held on 3 days in the week, Monday, Wednesday at 8 to 11 a.m. IST. Friday will be 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. IST. Now, I know you can have a question, ma'am. How are you going to spread the syllabus in these 3 lectures, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday? So Monday and Wednesday, we are going to be discussing typically about concepts only. Concepts means we are going to be covering concepts, chapters, along with examples, illustrations, okay, in detail. Friday is a session when I would expect you to be asking me doubts, queries, and we will be doing a lot of questions in the class. Along with that, if we have time, we will cover some concepts again in the class. I would be giving you regular homework questions. My friends, I'm going to push you all that you are not going to do enough practice. Be absolutely crystal clear with your concepts so that I may just give you any question from anywhere, be it the past papers, be it the curated examples or any other books like BPP, Kaplan, and study up, and you would be able to do it. So we will be doing multiple questions. You will be getting homework questions, the answers of which we will discuss in this Friday's class, doubts and queries in the Friday's class, question practice in the Friday's class. Now one question, ma'am, what if I miss Friday class? First of all, you will get recordings of all the live sessions. Secondly, in case if your query remain unanswered, don't worry, you have Monday and Wednesday. I will take your queries there also. In case if you want some more additional practice, boss, we will do it without any constraints. No timing constraints, nothing. Okay? Now, so I have made you understand with the class days and the class timings. Monday 8 to 11 a.m., Wednesday 8 to 11 a.m., Friday 7:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Any questions, any points, you can always put it in the chat box and I will be answering them to you. Now, one thing, again, guys, we all love to get things free, right? Free, free, free. So here also, we are coming with 3 free sessions for you all. You can assume it as a demo. You can assume it as free sessions to help you in your exams. So whether you enroll with us, you don't enroll with us, as a trainer, as a faculty, as your guide, I would like to give you these 3 sessions free so that I'm sure your basics get absolutely clear and you will get excel in your exams completely. So now how and when these 3 free sessions would be, let's have an understanding. Guys, Wednesday, 17th September 2025. Okay, on Wednesday, your session will be on 8 to 11 a.m. free live on YouTube. Mark it in your calendars. And we will be covering basic concepts because I know, like I've discussed, basics needs to be strengthened. And many of you who are watching must be feeling it. Yes, we need basics to be strengthened. So why don't we start with that only? And in basics, typically, I'll be covering many topics, some of which I've listed down here, like basics of costing. So when we prepare a cost sheet, how, we have different costs like prime cost, direct cost, indirect cost, fixed cost, variable cost, semi-variable cost, and so on. So let's have clarity of these costs. We will discuss a question also, 1 or 2, even more, to have understanding of these costs and their application. Along with that, the types of cost as per the nature, like I said, fixed, variable and semi-variable. Overheads, because many of the times I hear students saying, ma'am, we are still not clear what are overheads. So let's have the thorough understanding of the same. Over and under absorption of overheads. Then a very important portion, what is marginal costing, what is absorption costing, and what is the difference between them? I mean, why do we call a costing method marginal costing and likewise absorption costing? What is the budget? Okay. It is a base for your controlling chapters. Then what is the difference between flexible budget, fixed budget and flexed budget? I know this is the basic understanding that we carry from MA, but trust me people, I have met with many professionals who are still not clear about this. So let's get our basics clear with our first session. My second YouTube live session will be focusing on topics which are absolutely very important, whether it's section A, section B, section C, like absorption costing and their questions, ABC costing and the questions, okay, along with examples and some exam related complex questions as well. Target costing and life cycle costing. So we will be discussing on these difficult costing methods in this live session. That will be on Friday. Mark it in your calendar, guys. 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Third live session, your third YouTube free live session would be covering topics like life cycle costing. And now, one of the most trickiest, frequently asked topics, CVP analysis and throughput accounting. I will cover them all in your 3 live sessions. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe to my channel, like the channel, which is the details of which the channel and the Telegram link, which is given already in the comment section and the details section. Please go through it and subscribe to it so that you don't miss on these sessions. Now I think I'll take it forward, and any questions, any queries, put it in the chat box and I will take them. Okay, now going forward people. So we have discussed about syllabus, we have discussed about the exam pattern, we have discussed about the batch details, but there's still some areas that I have not discussed. So let us touch upon them. Okay, first point. Your faculty is going to be with you completely as a support, not just on the app-based support, okay, for your query discussion, not just with you for your live sessions, but also with you whenever you're doing any questions, any queries, and you get stuck, connect with me, okay, through the app, and I'm going to be there with you. Okay, now, what are we going to cover in the syllabus? So we are going to be covering in-depth conceptual clarity, in-depth question solving with lot of questions given to you in homework, with lot of questions that we will do live in the class, okay, and we will also have mock test. Typically, we will have one mock test that is midway into your syllabus, okay, and post that we will have 2 mocks, full-fledged syllabus. Because I know I need you all to be ready, not just for how better you are solving, but how quickly you are solving. Because time clock will be ticking and you all need to get your accurate answer within that time zone. So we will have it in the class 3 mocks. And the best part, people, your marks will be personally evaluated by me and you will not get a generalized feedback. You will get personal one-on-one feedback because every student will have different strengths, different weaknesses, different writing styles that needs to be worked upon. So as your mentor, I will guide you for the same. Batch details, we are starting today, and yes, with our live YouTube session 17 September onwards. Okay, you will have live sessions, you will get the notes. You will get the notes that are customized, curated by me. Okay, you will get question bank by me. But then one pointer that I've been, hearing from the students they have been asking me from the recent days that, ma'am, is it advisable if we follow another book also like Kaplan or BPP for text? Of course you can. Of course you can. I won't be stopping you, but just follow one book. You can follow Kaplan or BPP, but don't follow both. That is going to confuse you. In the notes, however, I have, created them in a quite structured way and detailed way. Okay, but then for text, for more detailed understanding, you can definitely have access to the books. Okay, for question bank, I have created a question bank that's covering a variety of questions. Okay, and that has been taken from different sources and customized as well. Okay, but yes, follow any one book that you want to, but don't follow two books. I'm not recommending any book. The reason being, I'm going to give you access to my notes free. I'm going to give you access to my question bank once you enroll with the classes. And one thing I would like to say, many students in PM, the most saddest part is students get stuck in 40 to 49 in this range. And then they feel, ma'am, I've done everything. I did everything. I studied, I solved questions, but still where I'm stuck. Boss, you are stuck because you think you studied, but you never got the concept correct because you read through it. Sometimes you try to mug it. Sometimes you just try to copy paste the situation that you have read in your study text in the exam situation. But you did not see that there are facts which have changed. Sometimes your question application was not up to the mark because you had the habit of doing question, cross-checking it with the answer, and wherever you went wrong, you just saw the solution. In the class, I would guide you to stop this approach. How to be confident that even without checking your answer, you will be 100% correct that yes, I've got the correct answer. So I want that confidence among you all. And that we are going to ensure that we are there doing that in the class. I always use one term in the class that people, you all have to be 100% crystal clear. Crystal clear, I use the term because once you are crystal clear, given any question in front of you, and I can tell you, you can solve it and then handle the question perfectly well. Okay, now I would just show you just a glimpse of, like, this is the basics portion that we are going to be covering, some questions, some examples, the basic cost sheet that is going to be covered. Okay, along with this, I'm going to be covering more concepts, more questions, and yes, you will get access to these notes after the YouTube live session. So don't worry about it. Ma'am, what if I just taking the live session, then you will get access to these notes that is there, which I'm going to take up in the YouTube live. So you will get access to it. Don't worry. Okay. Now comes another very, very critical portion, which even if you are a self-study student, even if you are studying with me in the classes, or let's say with any other learning partner, but what you need is a strategy. What you need is a properly planned strategy. Because sometimes we think, oh, we still have 2 months, no? So how difficult it is to complete the syllabus and be ready for the exam. Boss, it is. It requires efforts. It requires planning. So next question can be, ma'am, can you give us a strategy that we can adopt today and that will be relevant for us in, by the time we give our exams? Yes, I can. So I have created a generalized strategy. Yes, I have created generalized strategy that I'm going to share with you all. Yes, Neha, you have a query. Ma'am, is your notes downloadable or do we need to create our own notes? No need to create your own notes. I would be giving you the notes that will be downloadable and you will get access to it. Okay, and then you can make changes in those notes. Okay, and I know most of you have always called me as Excel ma'am. So yes, my notes will be a mix of Excel and hand curated notes. So that I use Excel notes for these practical topics so that wherever you are stuck, you can quickly, we have done a question in the class, you can solve the question along with it so that you are absolutely clear with that concept. So your Excel ma'am will give you notes in Excel as well as the hand curated notes as well. Okay, I hope Sneha it solves your query. Now, you will be given with this formula sheet in your exam. So your question would be, ma'am, why have you attached a formula sheet here? To tell you that this is the only thing that you need to remember. Keep it completely fixed in your memory block so that you are not confused. You will say, what about others, ma'am? See, others you will have to understand and then get the logics and then apply it. Because these formulas are directly given to you in the exam. So this sheet would be available to you. You don't need to memorize the formulas, but you need to memorize how are we going to apply these formulas. Okay, and for the other portions, you need to know logically where and how you will apply those formulas that are not given to you in this sheet. So you would need to go to the detail of it. Okay, people who are there in this live session, I really request you all to be there till the end of the session, because we are going to be having discussions even more, detailed, even more on different areas, and I'm sure that is going to help you for your exam. So now keep this point in mind that only these formulas are going to be given to you in the exam. Rest everything you need to apply, you need to remember. So for these formulas, you just need to know how to apply them. Okay, and for rest every other thing, we will, with logics, we will understand that why this formula is there, what is the purpose of this, and how we are going to apply it, so that any given situation to you, you can do it. Because my friends, yes, I would definitely tell you this, that PM paper is not as easy as you may just get in a piece of cake on your table. You need to do hard work to earn those marks. You need to be sincere. You need to be completely, 100% committed to this paper. So whatever you may be doing, you need to now be focused for your December attempt. Okay, you need to be sincere and you need to work along with me. I am going to make sure things are 100% clear. You are able to do every question and you need to give me practice in return. That's all. That's all I expect you all to be regular in your live sessions, to be doing your homework, to be doing your questions, to be having doubts and queries. Because when you don't have doubts and queries, it gives me a heart attack. I have a question. How can you don't have a doubts and queries? So study better, study more, practice more. Once you do that, you'll have a lot of doubts and queries, which we will resolve in the class, so that when you're sitting in the exam, those doubts and queries will be wiped away. Okay, I hope I'm absolutely clear with these pointers. Any other questions you may have, put it in the chat box. I'm there to answer it. Okay, now let's go to the strategy session. Strategy section. You are preparing for your PM. So now, what are you aiming for? Each one of you, whether you are going to be enrolling for the sessions or not, have one thing clearly pasted in the wall, okay, on the wall that is completely in front of you, and do it tomorrow only. Do it tomorrow. Get this pasted on the wall, come on front of you, so that you see it every day. What? That you are targeting. Your aim is not to pass the paper, not just to pass the paper, but your aim is to achieve a global rank in the exam. So my friends, have this written and then print it out, post it on the wall in front of you, read it every day, because then you will be focused to aim for a rank. You will say, ma'am, it is very difficult. I mean, I've never achieved a rank in my entire life. And I find it difficult to even pass. Oh, you're talking about rank. What are you saying? It's always the first time. Okay? And I'm telling you, it's not difficult to get a rank once you have dedication, sincerity in place. Have that focus. I can achieve it and you will achieve it. And as it is, I'm there to guide you. As it is, we are going to walk together to achieve that. So we will definitely achieve it together. Moving forward, generalized strategy which I am giving to you, which all of you can customize as per your approach, as per your study pattern, and as per what typically would apply to you. We are starting off with our classes in the second week of September. Typically every day you should be giving your efforts to minimum 1.5 to 2 hours. But I don't really want to quantify it because everybody has a different strength. Some may be able to cover that portion in 40 minutes. Some may take 1 hour. Some may take 2 hours. Some may take even 3 hours. And that's not judgmental at all. As per your own speed, as per your own understanding capabilities, make space for that in your day. Guys, I know many of you are working and you would say, man, we don't get time. But why don't we think that our work timing is not 9 hours? Our work timing is for 10.5 hours. So that 1.5 hours is for this work, which is going to help you excel in your career. The only reason why you're doing ACCA is to excel in your career. So why not give 1.5 hours for it every day? It's not something that I'm asking you to give more. It's a bare minimum. See, when you study regularly and consistently, you don't have heart attacks at the end and towards the exam when you think, oh my God, I'm not done anything. Because friends, I know when you do consistent study, you will be in a relaxed mind and you'll have a lot of time to revise, have confidence. Because many times I find students who are doing absolutely stunning in the class, they fail in the exam. Why? For the simplest reason, they got blank. They lost their confidence because they got just too much, affected by that exam situation. And because towards the end, they had lack of time. So I want you all to be preparing well in time so that your accuracy and your speed go hand in hand. So have this in your timetable today only. Every day you're going to study for at least 1.5 hours to 2 hours as per your own time availabilities. You're going to make time for it. Next, I've written there, make use of weekends. The only reason why I've kept the classes during weekdays, because weekend is something that I want you to capitalize. I want you to capitalize it in full. That means make use of your weekends. You have your day offs, most of you. So then study for 6 hours, 5 hours and do a lot of questions from all the materials that you can have. Study it from Study Hub. Study it from past papers. Do questions maybe from a Kaplan or a BPP that you may be carrying. Do questions from the question bank that I give you. I give you homework questions. You do all these questions. See, the more you practice, the more confidence you get. The more speed you're able to manage and the more accuracy you can maintain. So use those weekends, capitalize on them. Now, I have generally given a deadline that many of us, miss some sessions in between, or sometimes, it takes time for us to wake up, right? We say, okay, the sessions have started, we'll start studying after a week, we'll start studying, after 10 days and all. So make sure by 30th September, you are in line with the classes. So what I am doing in the class, you are also doing the same thing. And you have done backlog completion of questions, of concepts, everything. By 15th October, we will have our first mock. These are all approximate dates. Okay. So by 15th October, depending upon the level of class, the topics that we have completed, we will have our first mock. I'm giving you this deadline so that before Diwali, you're not in that Diwali zone. Okay. You'll have your first mock to tell you that yes, you have to study more, okay, and take out time for your studies even in the holiday period. Now, 31st October, by the end of October month, you will have approximate 70% completion of the syllabus. So you will have 70 to 80%. So I will guide you how and when you would start with your mocks, with your past papers, and then you will start accordingly. And that will be a part of your schedule. Around 15th November, mark these dates in your calendar, people, because around 15th November, you will have your second mock 2, because by this time, I'm expecting we would be able to complete our syllabus. So then, and before that only, in fact. So by 15th, you will have your second mock for the full syllabus. By 25th November, approximately a week or 7-8 days before your exam, you will have your third mock. So you still have 8 days remaining or 7 days remaining after that. Got it? So that if still you are not up to the mark at some places, which I will give you in my personal evaluation, you still will have time to cover it up, to correct it. Okay? And this would be done from your third mock, personal evaluations, personal feedback that I would be giving to you. People, make sure once you've completed the syllabus, even with me in the class, and you do it on your own, you'll have to do 3 revisions, 3 set of revisions. First, you should be able to do it before 25th. Second, in 2-3 days after 25th. And third, 1 day prior to the exam. And that is going to be a super quick revision, like a 4, 5, 6 hour revision. But you will say, ma'am, why 1 day before the exam we need revision? Because what you do 1 day before the exam remains in your mind, gives you confidence when you appear for your exam. Because that makes you confident, okay, fine, I've revised everything, I know things, and I can happily and easily go for the exam with confidence. Right? Any questions till this point? Please ask me in the chat box. Okay, I think we can move forward, and now I would just like to discuss few pointers. A class is there to guide you. I am as a mentor to guide you, to show you the way, to help you hold your hands to clear your exam and to make you achieve a global ranker. Okay, because I want you all to be at that position. But then what would be done at your end? I want your sincerity. I want your regularity in the classes. I want you to ask me like 100 million questions in the class. Okay, that would not just help you, that would help your peers also. Because sometimes some doubts that you may have, that was there in the back of their mind, but they forgot to ask. So we will have even more constructive discussion with your doubts and queries. And do your homeworks regularly, because I am going to be a very strict teacher there. And I'm going to push you all to make sure that you are doing your work. You are doing your work on time. We're doing discussion questions. And all of us love surprises, right? So we will have some surprise questions also, in the class that I may just throw at you. And you would be solving questions there. Okay, I want you all to overcome any exam related anxieties that you may be having in the sessions only. So on the day of your exam, you guys will be absolutely super confident. We all will study together, we will work together to ensure that you all are having a super duper exam. Okay, and most importantly, when you work in your areas, you would be absolutely confident about it. Now, I would like to take you to a route kind of thing, a kind of a tour to your most important portal, that is your accaglobal.com, which I'm sure many of you must have visited so far. But I think let's have a quick 5 minutes tour over there so that you would know how to make use of the resources that are also available to you over there free of cost. So many free things you're getting today, right? So add this also to your list. I am on the ACCA Global platform and I am on the PM module. Okay, so now here I just want to make you aware of the different tools that you can use, the different resources that you can use. For your PM exam, first and the foremost important resource that you can use is technical articles. These articles are given by the fellow ACCAs. Some are examiners, some are the senior fellow ACCAs, and these are topic-wise articles. You can see the tab-wise, the block-wise. For example, I am on specialist costing. There is an article on activity-based costing, target costing, and so on. Some videos are also there. Sometimes some podcasts are there. Some related articles are there. Though I have covered them all in the class in regards to the understandability, but I don't see any harm in going through them and, in detail understanding them as well. These are all the add-ons that are going to help you in for better clarity, better understanding, and better applicability of the concepts in the questions. Now, so we have just had a look at the technical articles. I can just quickly open one article for you. So you can see this article, the details are given to you, and this is article which is written by a member of the PM examining team. So definitely it's going to be much helpful, and I am also going to use some of the technical articles in the class because they are super helpful for us to understand the topic as well. Okay, now when we go to PM, again, Another important area that I want you to look at is the past papers and the questions practice. It is the go-to point for you. The moment we're 70 to 80% done with the syllabus, you would start solving mocks and past papers for the relevant portions that we have covered in the class. Why? So that whatever queries and doubts and the problems that you are having, we are going to discuss live in the class. And plus, when you start early, you are not really going to be fumbling at the end, thinking about, oh, we have less time, how I'm going to cover it. You have ample time to cover the same. Okay, and I will also take up a lot of past paper questions in the class. Now, let's say if I go to past paper questions, which I have gone here and log into the platform, and let's say I have selected on practice paper 1. Let me just show you how your paper looks like. So this is the screen that even you will have in your exam. These are the instructions given to you. Okay, and you will get 10 minutes to go through all these instructions, and that is not included in the 3 hours that is allotted to you to have you to give your exam. Now I would just select next, and these instructions you would go through, okay, whenever you're appearing for mocks, so that you don't have a trouble time in your exam. These are also given to you some Excel tools, like you can use a copy paste. So many times students ask me, ma'am, which all tools are going to be used in the CV platform Excel, which are not going to be used. Read your exam instructions, they help you. In the class, we will also discuss about the same. Okay, now I select yes, and I'm almost towards the end of the screen. This screen gives me the detail of the sections, section A, section B, section C, along with the detail of these marks. Okay, and the questions like we have already discussed. Now, all the questions are compulsory. There is no optional question that you will have. So people, please understand, you will not get optional question. So you have to appear for these questions compulsory. Now let's go to the next screen. It says, would you like to begin the exam? Yes, I am ready to begin my exam. Now here, section A. So you can see this question. It's a multiple task question. It asks me to select one option. Let's say I selected one option. I go to the next one. Now this is not giving me option. This question is asking me to type the number. So I will type the number, and I have done with this question. So what I will do, I will use my calculator, do the calculations over there. I have rough sheet. I want to write something. I will write it, do the calculations, and then type the value here. Third one, let's look at the third type also. Again, here we have to fill in the blanks. Here you can see you have to select one option like we have done for the first question. Again, the same. Now here, two options. Let's say I selected yes here, I selected no here. Now my examining team has found that this is correct and this is wrong. Will I get 1 marks? No, my friends, you will get 0. Because only if you get the complete answer correct, you will get 2 on 2, else you will get 0. Okay, now here, drop down option. So, okay, so like this, you will go about in your section A. Let's quickly go to the navigator screen and let's go to section B, question 16. Can you see? Now we have a case study on my left side, which I can scroll up and scroll down. Related to this case study, I have 5 questions. First question, second question, third question, and so on. All the questions marking are not interrelated. So you get 1 question correct, you get 2. You get the other question wrong, you get 0. But it will have no impact on the questions for which you are getting 2 on 2. Clear? These are 3 case study based questions. Now again, let's go to the navigator screen and let's see section C. Section C, we have constructed response questions, means you have to type in. So how you will type in? I will select question C. See, these are the challenges that we face. So you have to be well versed with this screen, which we will be when we are giving mocks. Okay, now this is a case study given to you. And related to it, there are questions. And there is only 1 question in this, which is for 20 marks. and then you will have to do the commenting. Word screen is there. On this you will type. Okay, now here there are 7 marks for calculations and 13 for discussion. So you will do the discussions here. You have the help of formula sheet like I had shown you. Okay, this is there in the help box. These are the exam instructions in case if you had missed on any instructions. Okay, once you have done this, the screen is already there. You don't have to really open your laptop screen. This word page is already attached to it. You will solve your answer here. Now let's see the next one. This is your scenario B and it is divided into multiple questions. Now for this solving, you have Excel screen already there with you. Now let's see if I go to the next one. This question was for 6 marks. Another part is for 4 marks. So it is not necessary that you will have 1 question or 2 questions or 3 questions or 4 questions. Depending upon how this question is created, you can have multiple questions. Once you are done, you will go to the last screen and you will submit your exam. You will have timer clock ticking here, going in the reverse mode. So you will know how much time is left. Don't panic. And in the class, we will also discuss the strategy, typically how you should be going about, which section to take first, how much time you should devote to each section, to each question, that we will be doing detailed in the class. I'm sure your all questions relating to the PM subject, basics, that are absolutely clear, that how you should be going about in the exam, how your strategy should be. One more pointer that I want you to all go to is, when I go to this PM study resources, one of very, very important, again, topics that I want you to go to is examiner's report. You would say, ma'am, what are examiner's report? These are the reports prepared by your examiner that typically assesses the general, working, the general answering of the student for a particular attempt. So I am sure it is very helpful because it really helps you to understand that where the students have gone wrong, what was the common mistake done by typically all the students, where they could have got corrected, and which were the answers that were really liked by the examiner. So you can have those in your approach. Okay, I will just show you one examiner's report. So let's have this. This is your examiner's report. These are the general comments given by the examiner. And from section A, they take 5 questions. Section B, 1 case study. Section C, 1 question. Just to make you understand the responses that examiners are looking for and the mistakes that they want you to avoid. Let's say there is one example given. The question, this is explaining you that exactly what is this question testing you about and what is the correct answer and how is the correct approach to this answering. Like here you can see the comments given, that what were the mistakes done by the students, what should have been the correct approach, and that I always recommend people, even if you're doing self-study, at least read through 2 to 3 examiners' report or bare minimum 2 before you go for the exam. Why don't you read the report today only, okay, or in this week only, even when you have not covered substantial portion in the class? That's okay, but at least you would know the examiner's approach. You would know the student's approach. You would know the correct answering approach. That you can use when we are doing questions in the class. That you can use when you are solving your part questions as well. Okay, so I'm sure these tools are really a big help to you. Apart from this, there are other free resources also available, like ACCS Study Hub, that is also given access to you from your My ACCA portal, free of cost by ACCAT. So people, you have so much of material with you, the study resources, my notes, my question bank, and the different questions available to you, mocks available to you. So I'm sure all of this combined together, plus even if you're using additional resources, I'm sure they are more than sufficient for you to clear your exam and aim for the global rank. So I would like to just summarize today's session here in one go, that you are aiming for a rank. I am there to support you in your journey. I am going to hold your hands and make sure that you achieve your targets. Okay, we will work together to achieve our common goal, which of course is the same. Now, what are you waiting for? Mark your dates, 17th September, 19th September and 22nd September for your free YouTube live sessions. And we will be joining there to go through these concepts, these topics that I have already listed down here. And I'm sure all of you have gone through the same. Now, one more important announcement. All of you must have gone through the orientation session of my fellow faculties, ACCA Vishal Jain, CA Vishal Jain for FR and SBR, Supreet Agarwal sir for AA and AAA. So follow them and make use of all the free YouTube or sessions that are going to be made available to you for PM, FR, SBR, AA, AAA. Follow the schedules and join there. See you for the live sessions. Any queries, any doubts, you can drop it in the chat box and I will be coming back to you. But lastly, most importantly, subscribe to my YouTube channel, ACCA with Anshu Budia, as well as the Telegram channel, which is going by the same name for PM, Tax and ATX. Okay, join the channel, join the links and join the live sessions. And I'm sure we are going to have a very interesting time together to achieve a common goal. Thank you all guys for joining for the session and